Shema Yashala Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA Yahawah Echad. Shema Yashala Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA Yahawah Echad. Shema Yashala Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA Yahawah Echad. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahashem QADASH, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWAH Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem QADASH. The honor to the apostles, elders, bishops, the us, what you expect, the hospital for late work, the mom, believers, to the HALALYAMLA, brothers and sisters, brothers and truth. As always, THAWADAH YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, giving thanks to our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM for the QADASH, Holy Spirit, which gives us the understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of the Holy Scriptures, have faith in the needs of our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So gather again, in the power of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. RAWCHAA, the today's lesson, we're going into how the brother had known he had two visions last night. You know, they were short but very powerful. Okay, one of them is like a very common one, but then the other one he had is very deep. All right, this is something that for the sincere, hopeful elect out there, desires to kill the elect, you got to be ready to make this particular this. You got to be ready to do something like what the brother's gonna talk about in the dream. I'm gonna let the brother talk about his vision. Okay, then we're gonna get to it.
Yesterday we had watched I had watched the movie Maverick, the new Top Gun movie, and there was a scene where the American pilot flying away from the Russian compound, and then two Russian fighters flying after them to destroy them, and they had no more basically weapons to fight them off. And the dream, how it started, it kind of started like that, but it was me and my brother. We were flying away from freaking Russia. We had destroyed their little compound, and we're flying, and Maki, he looked backwards. He's like, "Hey, we got two jets inbound." I'm like, "Huh?" Yeah, they're killing us. And he saw it from how far they were, and then I looked back. I didn't see anything until my vision zoomed in, and literally it looked like they were about like 2 to 3 miles away from us. But proceeding us really fast. So that's right there and there. That spiritual power literally allowed me to literally zoom in, see who was actually. I actually saw their faces. Crazy. And I was like, okay. And then I saw how they were next to each other. And the other one kind of bowed off and flew off, and it was just the one flying towards us. And then I told the brother, I was like, I'm gonna go fuck this one up. And literally, I had left. I had blasted right past them, and I literally went right through the damn jet. Like literally, I went right through it, and had basically destroyed the whole jet with literally just by me flying through it. So I'm a constructor. That's okay. But and then the other jet, I'm flying back to Maki, and he sees the other one, and I tell him, in our minds, I was talking to him in our mind. I was like, hey, look, that other one's coming for you. And he's like, I got it. He kind of flew backwards and dove inside to it too, like I did. And it was really short. The dream kind of ended up that then we flew off. Like we just kept flying straight after that, and not talking about. And then when I went back to sleep, I had another freaking vision, and it was about my step family. And since they had adopted me back then, you know, I was treated like shit by them for the longest. And this dream, I had came back to the house that I used to live at with. And, you know, I was flying to them, and then I had landed hard as fuck in front of the steps or whatever. These front doors. Yeah. I had landed hard right there. And my stepdad came out, you know, talking hot shit, you know, talking about how what I'm involved in is demonic, crap, all that shit. And I had told him, I was like, you have no idea you have no idea, like, the power that I have. You shouldn't be talking. And then he kind of like got cornered and tried to like buff his chest up at me, and I had grabbed his neck and literally like picked him up in the air and just brought him back down and crushed his freaking throat. Like, I literally felt like the ground, like that's how hard I threw him onto the ground. I had literally felt the ground itself. I had literally flattened his freaking neck and broke his trachea. He was literally like basically choking on his butt. My stepmother, you know, she comes running outside, you know, why would you do that? You know, freaking going crazy on me. My life was hell because, and I looked at her and my eyes turned red. Started trying to back up, you know, back up slowly, you know, close to the front door. Then I had teleported right behind her and tapped her on her shoulder. She got scared as hell. She's like, oh! And then I had grabbed her and did like a Brightburn scene when the dude had the female cop. He was throwing her ass through the ceiling and shit. I did her ass like that. Literally throwing her through walls, punching her through the ceiling. You know, basically grabbing her, you know, and going through the ceiling itself. And then literally I had dropped her, and I basically did the same scene in that movie. And I remember I had dropped her, and I was like, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And it flew off. And literally, it was quick too. That one's really short as well. There are very powerful dreams as well. In the dream, you know, flying, I had a lot of control with it. Power, I had a lot of control with it. You know, and definitely the anger. Definitely. That was the end.
It reminds me of a lot of brothers who be having such dreams, right? They will mention how in their dream, like, it literally felt real. Like, they actually felt as they had the ability to control these abilities. The ability to take flight, fly, control the speed of it, how fast, like, you take off or slow down. You know how they, like, when you drive in a car, you feet on the gas pedal.
Oh yeah, you got
the, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Something like that, you know. And for a lot of brothers, say it was real.
It's like a spiritual throttle. You can just go and pull back. Like, it's crazy the amount of control.
That's what you know, for the Akim out there who desires to still be black. You gotta prepare your mind that you may receive orders. Let's say, you know, you are let's say we are the elect, but we are, right? You may receive orders from YAHAWAH BAHASHAM to go execute judgment on whoever whichever family you grew up under. Okay? Execute judgment on them for the name of our power, to glorify the name of our power. Okay? You have to prepare for that. You might have to do a Brightburn on your biological father, your biological mother, your favorite grandmother, your favorite uncle, your cousins, childhood friend, old girl you used to fuck with in the past, your baby mama. Right? Hey, it may be that way, man. You gotta prepare your mom for that, man. Alright? You gotta really prepare your mom for that. Alright? You ain't supposed to be feeling any empathy. You know, trying to feel bad that you gotta take out grandma. Fuck that. If YAHAWAH say, hey, go execute on man, woman, and children, where the fuck this? Hey, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Do it. You need to go by it. Okay? Alright?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall lift up a standard against him.
Type in that little search bar. Alright, so when it says, so they shall fear the name of the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI from the west. That's talking about Babylon here. Okay? Babylon, aka Mercy, is located in the west, and the rising of the sun. But you got the elect too. That's also they're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. They're also on the rising of the sun. Okay? Right? That's also fearing the names of our power. It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit, right? Spirit, power. One of the definitions for spirit would be imparting or like energy. Okay, the brothers are going to get that speech to go. Or imparting warlike energy. So when it says the spirit of the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM, you know, you can read it in your head like the imparting warlike energy spirit of the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM, you know, kind of read in your head. Get that understanding. Oh, okay. Shall lift up a standard against him. Right, lift up a standard, right? Youth, right? Strong H 127. Youth. We're going to go into the standard, but first we go into the spirit, right? It goes into imparting warlike energy. Okay, those brothers are going to have that spirit turned up pretty much. The spirit is going to literally going to be turned into like a warlike energy. So in the book of Exodus, talk about how Yahawah is a man of war. Okay, and you being whoever just the elect are the sons, the first fruit of Yahawah, they have that spirit in them too. That man of war in them. Okay, so they're gonna have that warlike entity be endued in them. Okay. Right. You're gonna go to that. And the brothers are gonna have the ability to be able to do that. They're gonna have access to these abilities, so they can be able to be preserved from the time they're coming in. They can trouble when the enemy comes, like flood, famine, from strange apparitions, monsters, apparitions, newly created creatures, fighting big ass demonic monsters and demons, fighting giants, right? Being able to use the elements, let's say, like for example, right? The signature man, during the winter, this upcoming winter, the power actually goes out. The dark winter, it's cold. Brother will be able to perform, to manipulate the element heat of fire. And let's say, you are dwelling at a place where the power is out, it's cold in there, you'll be able to heat up that place to warm. Because you have that ability to form that power, right? It's not just for fashion and just for whipping ass, money. It's going to happen regardless, right? We're going to go into that in the book of Acts 28 before power goes into that one. But brother's going to have the ability to take flight, fly away from danger, or to fly to the fight scene, to go fight, to go save someone, to go destroy someone, go perform a miracle, go perform a damn exorcism. Right? I wouldn't be surprised you got brothers out here performing exorcism. They're gonna be possessed out here. You never know, someone from 1/3 that's gonna be saved, that's not the elect, are possessed by legion, and the brothers may need to go together and perform an exorcism on them. Just how Yahawah did on that one guy. He had legion upon him. He had multiple spirits on him. Yahawah condemned him out and put them on his spine. That's the whole good topic, bro. Right, so if you want, you can read it.
So, run to the outline of biblical uses for the standard against them. Just flee take flight, depart, to disappear, to fly, to attack on horseback, to take flight, to put to flight, cause to disappear, fire.
So brothers, not only brothers going to have the ability to fly, to run really fast, you want to get to give these miracles, like crazy powers. Brothers going to be able to hide themselves, going to hide or hid, feel the return. And when you go into when you go a little deeper, the word conceal, it goes into not visible, meaning invisible. So brothers gonna be able to cloak themselves. They're gonna make themselves not being able to be seen. They're gonna be invisible. They're gonna have like Harry Potter blanket, make yourself the invisible blanket and shit, right? Be able to preserve yourself from danger. Okay, all right. And the list goes on. They want to get act one of it.
Ready? This is the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 8. But ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem, in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
Right? So we just came across word power here. Right? From P1411, right? Dunamis, right? It goes into some of the, I was doing some research on it. Some similar terms would be miraculous, power, violent. Right? The elect men gonna be very violent, but that power towards whoever is considered the enemy on the YAHAWASHI side. It's gonna be bright burning motherfuckers out here. Okay? Also goes into power for performing miracles. Okay? Power for performing miracles. I think there's a little more to that too than the other.
Strength, power, ability. Inherent power. Power residing in a thing by virtue of its nature, for which a person or thing exerts and puts forth.
Other elements.
Powerful.
Okay. Deal with the strength, power, ability. This is inherent power, power residing in a thing by virtue of nature, power for miracles, moral power, and excellent souls. So yeah, so brothers going to have the ability to perform miracles. They're going to have physical and mental strength, power. They're going to be like going to have like strength like Superman, Hawk. Perfect example, the movie Hancock when strength, right? He was stronger. So you saw how he just rammed into that fucking train. How he's picking up cars. Okay.
Power residing in a thing by virtue. Remember that scripture where it says the woman has the infirmity of blood. YAHAWASHI's garment.
Oh yeah.
Cured.
Yeah, I think she kept bleeding, something like that. She had like a bleeding problem. It was something, yeah, but like she took many medicines, she went to the doctor, and she was actually getting worse and worse. But when she touched YAHAWASHI's garment, she was healed, and she actually felt it too. She actually felt that healing.
YAHAWASHI also felt that birth belief. Power. Power guiding in something. physical. The person or thing exerts force. Happy. Well, that's our man.
Right, so that's another scripture about, the elect. The elect men will get spiritual powers. You're going to see so-called black men, so-called Hispanic men, so-called Latino men, so-called Native American Indian men, the Seminola Indians, even our Israelite foreigners, brothers that look like other nations, that's part of the elect, are going to receive these kind of abilities, man. Those things that you only like see in comic books, these movies, which really they got all of that from the scripture, from the Bible. That's what they get it from, man. All right. So we're gonna move on to Luke 10:19. Yeah.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10, and verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
So you notice how power is mentioned again, right? That's why it's very important to look at certain words. Power here is a little bit different. It goes into exousia. We mentioned earlier how it says the leg was given physical and mental power. Super strength, mental strength. When I went to that word power, I did a little research. What caught my attention was where it said I give you power. It also goes into pretty much I give you a power is going to give the elect authority, jurisdiction. Yeah, and when you go into jurisdiction, it goes to official power. You make legal decisions and judgment, something like that. We go into a quick hope. Left it up. Go back. Continue.
Jurisdiction, the official power to make legal decisions and judgment.
And that sounds like a judge, right? Now that scripture was Psalm 82:6, I think, which said, "You're a God, right? And all your children, the sons of the Most High, right? Elohim, right?
Yeah.
Elohim goes into kings, rulers, divine ones, judges. All right. That like judge, you have jurisdiction to what? Make official decisions, official legal decisions and judgment.
Like here's our choice.
Yeah.
Liberty of doing and pleasing. Leave or permission. Physical or mental power.
That's why
ability or rank with which one is endued. Which he either possesses or exercises.
That same way, when you like double click, click on endue.
Endued is endow or provide with a quality or ability.
Right. So the elect are going to be endued with the ability, quality, of spiritual power, authority, jurisdiction. Right. Right. That's why the elect are known as the gods of the earth, the located deep. They're many most highs, pretty much. Many YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI on earth.
I mean, this is universally. Universally,
yeah. Hey, because the elect are going to be ruling, universe, galaxies, other planets, other life forms. That's what the scripture says. How the scripture says, "I go prepare a place for you. At my Father's house are many mansions, and planets, galaxies, universes. Okay, places of dwelling life."
The power to rule or government, power of him whose will and command must be submitted to by others, obeyed. universally authority over mankind.
Yep. Authority over mankind. And what that scripture said, with it, asking my name, I start giving the heathen thy inheritance. That's the verse says, I give you the heathen thy inheritance. That's my name along that line. That should be having power over mankind. You're gonna have power. That one of the blessings is having power over the other nations. You're going to be above them. They're going to be subject to you. They're going to be your possession.
The power of position of authority to manage the affairs.
Right? And the kingdom of heaven is going to be established on planet Earth. Everyone will be governed by the laws that present of the HALALYAMLA. Okay?
This says, one who possesses authority, the leading and more powerful among created beings, superior to man, spiritual and
potential. So that's pretty much the point, you know. When it says, right, behold, I give you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, the 2/3, right? And over all the power of the enemy, which is the Edomite, so-called white man, right? So the elect men are going to receive right. They're going to receive authority, jurisdiction, to be able to beat the shit out of the 2/3. Right? One of the similar terms is what I think the other scripture, Acts 28, one of the similar terms is violent. The elect going to get rowdy out here on those who is considered the enemy of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. That doesn't sound. When it says here, well, I give you power, right? Authority, jurisdiction, tread upon serpents and scorpions, upon the 2/3, right? Over all the power of the enemy, that doesn't sound like 2/3 going to be hugging them out, trying to say what's up to them. Look, nah, they're going to be whooping their ass. They're going to be violent. Got it.
Master, time, readily, magistrate, superhuman.
Ooh.
Control.
Yeah, we'll say superhuman. Okay, superhuman. All right.
I'm not lying.
You know, there's superhumans on the left-hand side. There's going to be superhumans on the right-hand side. Okay? All right. So we're going to move on to the next scripture. Isaiah 40-31. Then right after that, the following chapter, the 1, the 14, 15, 21, to say that I will make a person 40. So chapter 40, verse 1. Look over that. We're going to go to the word redo. Read it here.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31. They that wait upon the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
So brother is going to have the ability to fly, to run really fast and not get tired, being able to walk for a long time and not get weary, right? And mind you, see that word which says renew, right? A similar term for that is change, okay? And when it says change, right? When you go into the Google definition of it, it says make someone or something different, alter, modify, right? Well, you up here, you go down a little, see when it says change, substitute, alter, change, better, renew. So, go to the last tab, is Jeremiah, the search bar, and change. can go eat one, but
the definition of change. Make someone or something different, alter, modify.
so if you want to look at the other word, look up according to alter and modify.
Alter. Change or cause to change in character or composition. Typically, in a comparatively small but significant way.
Yeah.
Style, revive, reform, definitely reform, remake, remodel, transform, transfigure, and transform.
I remember a brother.
Evolve.
Huh?
Evolve.
Oh, yep. I remember a brother mentioned how renew also goes into refresh. It was like to go back. You're gonna go back to being refreshed and being those styles you were in the past. So what do we other very meant?
Read to replace something with something else, especially something of the same kind that is newer or better. Substitute one thing for another.
Both modify?
Definition of modify is make partial or minor changes to something, typically so as to improve it or to make it less green.
So for an example, right, the movie you watch, Top Gun, the newest one. Think about it, right? The pilot, huh?
Oh, modify.
You want to change, make changes to better, right?
Ooh, customize. Oh yeah.
That's how you know how powerful is Jake, the old Jake. You know Jake loves customizing shit.
Yeah.
Customizing things and make it better.
Yeah.
You know, add some tweaks to it. But freaking like for example, right? Like these fighter jets, like pilots, right? When they're flying at a really high and fast speed, they can feel that pressure.
Yeah.
Right? That G-force, right? But every time when you look at let's say these comic book characters that have the ability of flying, like Black Adam, Superman, the fucking Goku and the Saiyans, right? They can fly really fast, but that pressure is not affecting them the way how a mortal, like a fighter jet, like a pilot, when they're going up, they're going down, they making like sudden like changes shit, they can feel that pressure and shit, right? So something about the elect men has to be changed, altered, modified, inward and outward too. The body, the house, right? Your house, the body, something about it has to renew, change, modify, alter, tweak, to where you can fly that high up and not get hurt or injured or killed by being not held in the air, getting cold, you be dying of not being able to breathe, being able to fly really fast or run really fast and not be affected by the amount of pressure.
It's being able to exceed maximum gravitational force itself.
Yep.
G-force these pilots be fucking maneuvering through, a lot of it is very powerful, partial in the body. So, like I think the actual human body can only take up to like 10.5 G-forces until you actually have to fuck out. That's really not good at all for your body, literally, especially if you're a pilot and you're going downward and then up into the sky like abruptly, that you're literally probably pushing about 10 G's because you have to compensate the gravity of the earth, pulling everything that it towards the earth, the gravity's pushing down, but the actual jet is actually pushing up with maximum velocity. You're actually, you're putting a lot of tension and pressure and stress on the body. But definitely something has to be changed in the elect men to be able to, push through barriers of sound, but literally without having any G-forces bothering.
you, right? So, speaking as a man, right? Literally, something about the body, not just the spirit, but also your body, has to be changed to be able to perform these abilities. Because if we was in these mortal flesh, the way how it is, trying to fly at that amount of speed, we'll die. You trying to run that fast, you're gonna fight, you're gonna die. The elements just hitting you in the face, hitting your body, and you die. I'm not trying to do that shit when it's raining.
So just think about it. The fastest that a pilot has actually gone and actually still passed out was Mach 10. Mach 10 is actually surpassing supersonic. Surpassing supersonic. He was probably hitting hypersonic speed in a fucking jet, going Mach 10 and still passing the fuck out. In a jet. So that just goes to show you, if we were outside of the jet trying to fly like that, we wouldn't be able to, deal and take and handle that pressure, that amount of pressure that's being put on. You won't be able to. So I'm definitely gonna.
Oh, you want to
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 13 through 15. Why the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI thy power, behold thee, behold thee thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff.
Because in verse 16, if I'm not mistaken, when you read the NLT version, it kind of sounded like, your vision, how you was tossing your family up in the air and shit, you was throwing them around and shit. Yeah, it says you shall toss them, fan them, so something along that line. Let me get an NLT version for you guys.
Verse 16, thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall scatter them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. Thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahawah, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel, Yahawah.
It says in the NLT version, right? It says, you will toss them into the air, right? So I'm reading in 15. You will be a new threshing instrument with many sharp teeth. The elect will pretty much become like a battle axe. Okay? It will become what was before. You will tear your enemies apart, making paths of mountains. You will toss them into the air, and the wind will blow them all away. A whirlwind will scatter them. Right? Then you will rejoice in the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. You will glory in the Holy One of Yahweh. That's what it sounds like, based off your vision and you comparing with the scripture. It sounds like you're going to be tossing motherfuckers up in the air, throwing them in the air, throwing them through walls and shit, you throwing Big Bone Keisha through a fucking wall like she's a fucking softball. You picking up the most obese, biggest, 1,000+ pound individual. You gonna grab him by his ankle and bam that motherfucker. Alright? What's that movie, Incredible Hulk? The guy that played as Abomination. Before he actually became Abomination, when we got Spartan kicked by Hulk, he was mentioning how he threw a forklift truck like a softball. Yeah. Hulk was throwing trucks and shit like it was a damn softball, man. All right, that goes into power, having that physical power. All right, a superhuman. Remember, great superhuman. All right, yeah.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, And the house of David shall be as YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, as the angel of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI before them.
So, mind you, those who are not aware, King David, he was a mighty man, a mighty warrior. He had ability to leap over walls, and the walls back then, it wasn't like the kind of walls like now. Those shit was big as hell. Like some with the great kind of walls, some shit. Like these walls.
Yeah, it's like a big brick built concrete wall.
Thick, big ass stones, bricks, really high, and King David was leaping over them shit. Was it the prophet Elijah?
Oh.
He ran from one town to another town. I think like the distance was like a 15 miles.
15 miles, yeah.
And he ran faster than a fucking the chariots and the horses.
Yeah.
He was on foot. And he got there before. And he took flight. If you read it, in the NLT version, it pretty much says how how power gave him. It's the first King, I think, right? Pretty much power. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM gave Elijah the ability to run really fast. He took flight. Just gone. Yeah. 15 miles, man. Like the brother read in the scriptures, how it said, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles and shall run and not faint, right? Elijah didn't faint. He got there.
The whole time, too, right? Calling that.
Damn. Oh, imagine that. And, right? Yeah. Yeah. 51. We can end it with that too. 20. Friday, Saturday, Friday.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 20, 23. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Come on, the elect men, all right? So-called black men, so-called Hispanic men, so-called Latino men, so-called Native Indian and Seminole Indian, giving our brothers faces, the Israelite foreigners, as part of the elect. They're going to become battle axes and weapons of war. They're going to be the start progression mission and having peace. Okay? Yeah.
For with thee, or as it says here, by thee, will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
The horse is symbolic of power, right?
With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee I will break in pieces old and young. And with thee I will break in pieces the young man and maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. With thee I will also break in pieces the husbandman and his flock of oxen. And with thee I will break in pieces captains and rulers.
So, carries rider of the elect are going to be destroying these nations' military. Esau's military, Moab's military, Ammon's military, the Canaanites military, right? So-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, so-called African, Russia, right? Magog, right? The Edomites, right? The elect men are going to be able to destroy, the fighting jets, the weapons of the air, even Space Force, weapons, shit. Strikers, tanks on ground, and whatever other kind of weapons they got that roam on land. Submarines, battleships, okay? All right? These men are going to dash people. And it said women and young maids, right? It say women and young maids. So it mentioned woman twice. The maid, your maid is like a young, beautiful woman, like a teenage girl maybe, right? So that shows that even women are going to be getting judged. Because mind you, there's more women than men, right? And then especially in our nation too, right? The 2/3 that's going to perish There's more women in that portion. So a lot of women are going to be stabbed by the elect men. They're going to get their ass whooped too. We don't care if you don't like it or not. It's going to happen.
Hey, it's not over. This is true.
All right. The husbandman, which is a farmer. The farmers and their cattle, their livestock is going to get it too. Pretty much, hey, what we think judgment is ready to eat for everyone. Judgment of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is ready to eat for everyone. Anyone can get it by YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right, so both of them, that's what that fine. I really want to bring that out. If your brother had a vision, if you have a vision, good to bring it out, do a lesson on it. Bring out scriptures related to it. Again, go with edifying and close out. Like if much do all praises, honor and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH.
double honor to the apostles, elders, bishops, the message. Much respect to the apostles for late work amongst our believers, to the apostles for AHLAH, brothers and sisters, truth, go with
DTA, Abad Basul, Kwam Yasharab.
one.